Call to order the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors work session Tuesday, February 15th, 2022, 3:30 p.m. Ms. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
All right. Mr. Cheshire, Mr. Dalton,
Here.
Mr. Dudley,
Present.
Mr. Scarce,
Here.
Mr. Warren, Mr. Barksdale,
Here.
Mr. Ingram.
Here. For the citizens' convenience, all work session and committee meetings are now being recorded and can be viewed on the same YouTube location as the Board of Supervisors business meeting. Please remember that the board's work session is designed for internal board and county staff communications, discussion, and work. It is not a question and answer session for the audience. Accordingly, during the work session, no questions or comments from the audience will be entertained. Respectfully, any outburst or disorderly conduct from the audience will not be tolerated and may result in the offending person's removal from the work session. As a reminder, all county citizens and other appropriate parties as designated by the board's bylaws are permitted to make comments under the hearing of the citizens section of tonight's business meeting. So having said that, presentations?
Do we have any agenda items to be added? Nope.
No,
Right,
ma'am.
and let's get an approval of the agenda, please.
I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
What about a second?
I second.
Thank you, sir. All right. I'm sorry, Kayla, my screen jumped on me there.
That's all right.
All right, who's a mover?
Mover.
Somebody's a mover, I'm a shaker.
I'm the mover.
There you
I'm
go.
trying. I'm a shaker. Here we go.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, thank you. We're down to presentations. I think first is Jay Crowder. Come on up, Jay. How you doing?
Good afternoon, doing fine, how are y'all?
Jay, how you doing, buddy?
Good.
Good.
So, just following up on what we last talked about at the December work session. I know Mr. Dalton and Mr. Barksdale, I believe I remember seeing y'all in the audience, even though you weren't quite on the board yet.
Yep.
But this is all about the small-scale project that was approved for the intersection of 29 and Schuler Drive. And we're looking at different options. And the option we were moving forward with at the time was going to have a significant impact on the private property for folks on, a couple of folks in particular on Schuler Drive. So we've been looking at some different options, and we came up with this option, which we think is a good compromise. There will be some impacts, but this is a good compromise. I think this will impact as little people as possible. And I think it's on page 4 in your package, the sketch we've come up with.
Yep.
If you're looking at the sketch, the north is to the right of the page. We left the north arrow off here. But the red arrows you see would basically be the turning movements that would be allowed from 29 and Schuler Drive. So 29 is the road that runs right to left on your page, and then the stub on the top and the bottom are Schuler Drive. So what we would do is build a concrete island in the crossover that's there today, which would restrict turning movements so that you would only be allowed to go where the red arrows are on your sketch. So basically the 29 southbound traffic would not be affected. They could still turn left or right or go straight. 29 northbound traffic can turn right or go straight, but they would no longer be able to make the left onto Schuler Drive to head towards the lake. And then traffic coming off of Schuler Drive onto 29 would no longer be able to go all the way across. They would have to make a right, go up, make a U-turn, and come back to get to the other side. So this is one click back from what we had originally talked about. We're just closing that western leg of the intersection altogether. So it's a little less onerous. It still allows a right in, right out only on that section of Schuler Drive on the western leg, but basically still get the same safety benefit. Excuse me. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, Mr. Craddock,
Yes, sir.
excuse me. When you say you're, I guess, taking less of the scope of something, I don't have the pictures here, so what one are you using? Is that the improvement 4 or 5 years ago? Is that it?
This was never presented years ago. This is the first time we've seen this. Is that correct?
This particular option, yes.
Yes, sir.
It was applied for, I mean, it was discussed many years ago, like, I think 2017, 2018, and then the county decided to apply for a smart scale project, which was approved. But that project was much more involved. It ended up being about a $4.7 million project. And what that involved was taking that entire western leg of the intersection and shifting it further south on 29 to split the intersection like this. And so, but in order to do that, as we got further along into the design process, which didn't happen until just the last several months, and we started doing survey and actually doing a real design rather than just a concept, we found that it was going to be necessary to take some private property and one person's house in order to make that happen. And then we started looking at different options, and this option here will cost a lot less and basically provide the same safety benefit as splitting the intersection like we'd originally planned on.
So when do you think you'll get started?
Well, once we get the go-ahead to move forward with this option, obviously it's a lot less work involved, and we eliminate the right-of-way phase of the project because we won't have to obtain any right-of-way. Everything will be done within what we already own. So it'll be greatly accelerated. I can't tell you exactly how much, and it also has to do with how the funding comes in, but once we move forward with this option, the schedule will be realigned, so to speak, and then I'll be able to tell you maybe next month what we're looking at as far as a new completion date.
Okay, all right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, this is in my district. I think, Darrell, do you know the location of this?
Yes, I do.
You know where Shelby Arthur's place is?
That's right.
One of the ideas was they was going to take basically land from the Adams family, correct? And then some from Shelby Arthur's expert aluminum business too. Almost going to have to buy him out. And then they had some other options of going down the road and put another ramp on 229. And the smartest and the other option we had was either to close the west end, which, we discussed that. Jay and I had met, we've talked to neighbors out there. And then this project right here, it'll eliminate, because there was a fatality there, it will eliminate somebody shooting directly across 29 and somebody getting killed.
Right.
And that is what happened, and somebody lost their life. So this will eliminate that. The eastern end will have to go up to the ramp if they want to come back over to Motley, which is a mile or less than that. I think it's a good idea, what we're looking at right here. And like I say, it's in my district, and I like the idea. So, and I appreciate all the work, Jay, that you've done, the lead work. I know this has been a long, ongoing project, and I think it's something we need to go and take care of and put to bed, and we don't have to worry about down the road too. So, like I say, I appreciate it. Anytime I give him a call, he's always available. May not be right now, but you board members, if you have something in your area, just give him a call. He's great to work with. So, thanks.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Warren.
This is obviously in Mr. Dutton's district, if that's what he wants, I'm certainly going to support him. But we asked some questions last time, Jay, when you were here. Has there been any fatalities or anything since you put the blinking lights up? Because that was the solution we derived at the last time, 17 or 18, something like that.
Yeah, yes.
And, I just wonder if I know there's been some help from that, so I don't remember any fatalities or even major accidents there since we put the caution lights up. So, and I'm asking more so that the public gets the information that, you know, what's occurred and why, you know, they need to know why the board makes the decisions that they make.
Right. You're correct. There have not been any fatalities since those flashing lights were put up. And we did discuss just totally canceling the project and just letting it ride as it is now with the flashing lights. And we ran that by, you know, ultimately the decision lies with the Commonwealth Transportation Board.
Right.
And we ran that by our CTB representative, and there was a lot of discussion about it. And looking at the data before and after the flashing lights were installed, there's just really not enough data there to get a good feel for it. I mean, we could say there hasn't been a fatality since then, but they'd like to look at least 5 years of data to be able to say, yes, this is really making an improvement, and no, it's not. And it was kind of a toss-up there. I think the data I provided you all with after the December meeting, it showed that there had been slightly fewer crashes, but then when you look at the injury crashes, there had been more injury crashes. So it's just not enough data there. And our CTB rep did not feel comfortable just canceling the project and not doing anything. So he wanted to I mean, at one time, this project came up because of safety reasons, and it got approved, and he felt like we ought to do something, and this is a good compromise.
So just to follow up, there has been more injury-related accidents, percentage-wise, than there was before. I just want to hear you say that again for the public.
That's right. And like I said, there's just not enough data there, so when you're dealing with very small amounts of data, one crash can skew everything, you know. So that's why they like to have at least 5 years of data to be able to make a call like that.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Mr. Dalton?
Yes, will the lights and everything still stay there, so we'll have both of them in play here?
Yes, sir.
So that should make it that much safer.
That's right. Yeah, they'll still be there.
That'll be great. All right, thank you.
Mr. Chairman, just for the board's edification, if you go for this option, there's a resolution on the consent agenda tonight that would say that you support this new option.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right. Anyone else? Thank you, Jay.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
I think up next is Dr. Julie Brown. Oh. Do what now?
That sounded like a song.
Back last May, we came to the board and brought you a proposal to do a summer internship program. And of course, it was in the 11th hour, and we pushed everything together and didn't quite end up with the number of students that we wanted. I think we ended up with about 15 students. And I think it was a very valuable experience for the students. Our staff loved having them. I think they did some great work for us. So now we're here back before you to present a student internship program for the next summer. And I think Dr. Julie Brown, she's made it much better, much bigger, and I think we've got a good presentation here for you this evening, so Dr. Brown.
Thank you, Ms. Hicks. Good afternoon, Dr. Brown.
Good afternoon, Chairman Ingram and members of the Board of Supervisors. Thank you for the opportunity to speak with you today. For the record, my name is Julie Brown. I'm here on behalf and representing the Institute for Advanced Learning and Research and several organizational partners that are happy to join in this work together. I am also a resident of Pittsylvania County, and I live in the Chatham-Blair's district. I would also like to introduce Jessie Vernon. She's a program manager with me at the Institute who will be assisting with this project, and I would be remiss if I did not recognize Dr. Mark Jones with Pittsylvania County Schools, who is here today as a show of support for the opportunities this will afford students in Pittsylvania County. So as Mr. Hicks mentioned, last year we were able to kind of throw a Hail Mary pass in the April-May timeframe and get something up and running. And I'm very proud to say that we placed 15 students last summer very quickly. Here's a slide to show you kind of the partnerships with the Institute, Pittsylvania County Schools, and Pittsylvania County Community Action. A summary from last year, and this is a picture that we took with the board, with the interns from last summer. How many departments? 6 departments within Pittsylvania County government, in addition to the school system, placed the interns. And this board provided some financial support. This year, the proposal that you have in front of you is bigger than just a summer internship. We are approaching this work through a systems framework, and it's called Experience Works. It is a product of best practice, and what we know has to happen with students starting as soon as possible. You'll probably see a version of this that really starts drilling down into elementary school, but this systems framework kind of thinks about this in 3 buckets. So it's career awareness, career exposure and engagement, and then career experience. In each of those buckets, you're going to see programmatic pieces that support this. The first one is under career awareness, and I'm not going to go through all of these, but to give you a flavor, so it starts with awareness. So one programmatic piece of that is the Career Choice event. That is a 2-day expo event that we hold at the Old Dominion Agricultural Complex in Chatham. It's been virtual the last couple of years, but Jesse has high hopes that we're going to be in person this fall for that event. We route 4,000 students from 8 school divisions through that facility in 2 days for this expo event. This event has been replicated across the Commonwealth of Virginia, and it started here in Pittsylvania County, and we're very proud of that. Hopefully you've heard of our GoTech initiative to really support strategic sectors for economic development, again, starting in middle schools with career connection labs. And one of, I think all 4 Pittsylvania County schools now have GoTech career connection labs, and that's an effort that was funded through Go Virginia and in partnership with Pittsylvania County Schools. Major Clarity is an online learning platform. Pittsylvania County schools starting in 6th grade all the way through 12th grade and post-graduation have access to this platform. This is the platform that we will use to post these work-based learning experiences. In addition to that, Aspire is a mock interview day. Excite are teacher externships where we place Pittsylvania County teachers in businesses for a week. And then they take what they've learned, that relevancy, and they take it right back into the classroom. So for every 1 teacher that participates in these externships, 50 students are impacted. Sector-focused camps, this will be new. We were piloting camps. Last summer we did all for a healthcare-focused camp. We are working with local governments across a 15 locality region to see if they would be willing to stand up a sector-focused camp or experience for 8th through 10th grade students to expose them to local government and all of the employment opportunities. In many of our rural counties across the Commonwealth of Virginia, local government is one of the largest employers in that county. And so we need to do a better job of helping young people see all the opportunities afforded to them through local government, employment, local government, and we'd like to partner with you on that activity. Again, focusing on 8th through 10th grade students. And then ultimately, what we're here to drive young people to are these work-based learning experiences. Our vision for this is what would it take for 100% of our Pittsylvania County students to receive a high-quality work-based learning experience by the time they graduate from high school? What are we all willing to do together to make sure we've connected our young people to employment in Pittsylvania County and showing them the career opportunities that are here? And so that's a myriad of opportunities. That's apprenticeship, that's externships, internships, job shadowing, part-time jobs. Many of us, and I'm one of those, working in the Kroger deli, I can tell you that part-time job taught me a lot about the things I wanted to do and the things that maybe I wasn't so interested in doing. And many of you have probably had that same experience of that first job kind of helped you identify the things you liked and the things you didn't. And those are important for our young people. All of this is supported through skill readiness. And then again, where required, post-secondary education and training, and lining these things up in a systems approach. So next one. So again, some successes for last year. at the very end of, again, May timeframe, we were recruiting students. We placed 15 students in internships, 6 Pittsylvania County offices, and 2 of the county school departments participated. And Caleb Ayers, is Caleb here? Caleb, shout out, he did a lot of great things with marketing and publicizing this on social media. You can see a picture of some of the students here. Some of our goals for this year would be to expand, again, we're asking you as county, local government to support the Experience Works system and framework. That includes all of those programmatic pieces. We'd like to double the number of internship placements this year. We're asking for support for the Aspire mock interview day. And we've already had employers ask us, instead of that being a mock interview, could that be a real interview? Absolutely it can. There's funding to support teacher externships. And again, you'll see a picture here of the Aspire event. We host that at the Institute. It includes the mock interviews, 20 minutes, and then 5 speed sessions where we talk to them about soft skills and essential skills, really, around communication, conflict resolution with supervisors, appropriate forms of communication, why it's important to be on time, and all those good things they need to hear from us. And then they also enjoy a business lunch. Here you can see the time frame. So again, we're coming to you earlier this year in anticipation. We'd like to do a better job with marketing to make sure all students are aware of these opportunities. And again, this year, that Major Clarity platform is in place, and we'll be posting all of the internship opportunities through that portal. And again, all Pittsylvania County students have access to that online portal. So here you can see some information about timeline. All right, what we anticipate for our local youth served, again, 30 internship placements, 100 Pittsylvania County students, preferably seniors that are graduating, not sure what they're doing after that graduation date, would come for that Aspire program. 15 students at least would come through this sector camp, and again, we would like to partner with you on that camp to again engage your departments with young people. And then 350 Pennsylvania County students would be impacted based on some of the experiences that the teachers have. The total budget for this is almost $150,000. I'm not asking you for $150,000. We've done our work to go and partner with the Virginia Tobacco Commission, the Danville Regional Foundation, and Go Virginia, who are funding this work. We are coming to you with a request for a little over $75,000, primarily to support the stipends, and that is a national best practice, is to pay interns. We pegged that at minimum wage. We do not want to compete with the private sector on the reimbursement that the students will receive in the form of a stipend. So in the document that you have a breakdown, and here it is for you to see as well, of each of the programmatic pieces, the total cost, and then again, you can see a bulk of this request, we're asking for your help in funding the paid internship experiences. And I don't know, if Mr. Hicks or Dr. Jones, did you want to say anything, or?
Thank you, Dr. Jones.
Wait, can I say one thing?
You can.
Dr. Brown, thank you. That's dedication, and thank you for coming out. So we thank you for doing that.
Absolutely.
Mr. Hicks.
Tom, I would add that, Tom, we did not spend all of our money from last year, so
Right, that's what I was.
a fairly sizable portion of that Kim's hid back from last year's funds, so we don't have to fund 100% of the 75 because we already got some of it.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, sir.
I think last year, I think you was asking for like 15 or 20 students, and we said, well, we'll do up to 25 at 75,000. Is that correct? My memory serves? Okay. I just wanted to be certain my numbers were correct, too. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You asked for 20, we gave you 25, and you want 30 this year, right? Okay.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
30, and there are also 3 other programmatic pieces. Again, we want you to support this system to help connect young people. So for roughly this, because we've gone and we will continue to go leverage private sector dollars to support this, other sources of grant dollars to fund this. But again, we're asking the county to be a partner with us in this important work. So for about the same financial commitment this year, we're going to double the number of internships, and then there are 3 other efforts that we'd like for you to work with us on.
Okay. Any other questions? Mr. Warren?
This is really for Ms. Vanderhyde. Can you tell us approximately how much was left over, and is this program eligible for the ARPA funds?
So we have about $893,000 left of our ARPA funds, and I do need to have a discussion with you all about ARPA and what we can do now, because there has been a final ruling made on what we can and cannot use those funds for. Last year, you all donated $25,000, and just recently I went and reviewed what had been spent. And so they actually spent a little bit more in stipends. So I was able to transfer another 13 over to pay for those stipends for the actual kids that did the work. So it's just the difference in, what is that, 38 and 75? I mean, we would have that left to be able to transfer over. So roughly 30, I can't do math in my head without a
Easy
calculator.
now. You got to put some money back somewhere.
Okay, but back to my question.
Yes.
Is this program eligible for the use of the roughly $800,000 we got left in ARPA funds?
It can, based on how they're allowing us to use those funds.
Is that with the new, what you know
The final
now?
ruling, yes.
Okay.
So we can use it for government services.
Thank you,
Can I hear a
Ken.
motion?
Based on the success of the program and the certain need to try to encourage our most valuable asset, our young people, to come back to the area, I make a motion that we put it on the business meeting agenda to approve this.
Thank you, Mr. Warren. What about a second?
Second.
Second.
Third? All right, any further discussion? All right, cast your vote, gentlemen. All right, thank you. We're good?
We're good.
Okay, thank you. Staff committee and/or constitutional officer reports. I was listed first, but you may.
I didn't display. I'm sorry. The vote didn't display, that's what we was discussing. Yeah.
It passed, 6 with 1 absent. Yeah.
Okay, 6, 1 absent. You fine. I'm sorry, Mr. Chairman.
No, that's
I
okay.
apologize. Yes, sir.
Let's see, who do we have to speak in regards to this item?
Mr. Ingram, I believe we have you as the contact for that, for the
Just-
board
just me?
strategic planning section.
Okay.
Section.
You know, gentlemen, we passed having a strategic planning session, and so I'm not going to take 5 minutes, but I would dearly love for us to look at sometime in March to come together and do some planning for the future and talk about some issues and see what we can do to make some good decisions for the county. So, discussion on that. What about a Friday in March? And I guess the next thing to ponder is who would facilitate this. I know in the past, we've had Dr. Martha Walker and Dr. Joey Fawcett. Any comments on that? They've never been this quiet. Something to think about. We'll bring it back up. How about that? Okay? Well, next I have is Building Committee report from Mr. Hicks.
Okay, we met with the property committee this afternoon at 2:30. Our first agenda item discussion is the Gretna Library project. I believe year before last, the board was able to appropriate $200,000 to begin that project. You have on your agenda packet tonight, phase one, which is about just under $90,000 to complete the entire project, which was split into 6 phases. That cost is estimated at around $500,000. The board and Mrs. Toot and her staff have raised about $450-some thousand for the furnishings. They raised an additional $20,000 to hire a landscape architect, and they're also working on additional funding for the sign, the building, the actual landscape work that would be done, and some other items. So my request to the board was to appropriate an additional $300,000 so that project can be completed, and the actual recommendation of the property committee was to approve that additional appropriation. The second item we discussed was the Moses building. We were having significant maintenance issues with that building. We got water coming in the building. We got plaster falling off the walls. We got windows that are rotting. We got window units. We got moisture problems in the building. We got mold problems in the building. And we gave the board a couple of estimates. Back when COVID first hit, we had a cost estimate to install central HVAC in that building. Of course, that was in the height of COVID when you couldn't get anything, but that price was about $450-some thousand. The windows, if you are able to install central HVAC, if you replace those windows, it's going to cost you in excess of $200,000. So you're looking at a $700,000 or $800,000 project cost. But we're having, as I mentioned, we're having significant maintenance issues with that building, and there is a concern, for the health and safety of the staff that's working there. And they instructed us to bring an action plan back probably at the March or the April meeting. We do think we may have opportunities for some funding on some energy saving projects that could help pay a portion of that cost that we're exploring. We got a meeting set, I believe, next week with that firm. And then the last item we discussed was the CSA lease. We've been leasing that building on Main Street for the past 2 or 3 years because of the proposed tax value increase, and they did some additional maintenance on the building. The rent went from $550 a month to $750 a month, and they don't seem to be interested in a long-term lease. So we need to be looking at some future office space for them. We have some additional IT staff coming on board. It's going to have some office space. So there's no action requested there. We just want to make the board aware that those space needs are there, and I will explore some options and bring back some additional recommendations in the future. But that's a report from that committee this afternoon.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hicks. Any questions?
Just to be clear, Mr. Chairman, on the business meeting, we have to add the item about the internship funding, right? And we have the recommendation about Gretna Library. Does the board desire to just add that as to the consent agenda, or do you want to make those new or matters from work session items? What do y'all think is easier for everybody?
I would say new matters.
Matters from work session?
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
Gotcha.
Would you like those as a block vote, or you want each one of them individual?
Let's do them separately.
Okay.
Sure. Okay, anything else?
No, sir.
All right, Counselor, I think you're up next.
Well, do we have any business meeting discussion items? I don't think we do. Okay.
No, sir.
Today, we have several closed session items. I will read them, and then we will seek a motion in a second and a vote. We really have 3 buckets of closed session today. The first one is personnel. It's legal authority, Virginia Code Section 2.2, 3711A1, subject matter county administrator, purpose, county administrator search/hiring next steps. The second bucket we have is economic development. Legal authority, Virginia Code Section 2.2, 3711A5. We have 3 subject matters: projects Matterhorn, Green, and landfill lease. Purpose, economic development updates on unannounced industries/prospective businesses. And the third bucket we have is legal authority, Virginia Code Section 2.2, 3711A8. We have 3 subject matters: reassessment, jail procurement/land acquisition, solid, and the third one is solid waste contract. The purpose is review and consultation with legal counsel regarding the same.
I make a motion, we go into closed session.
Yes, sir. I was going to ask motion to go in
I
close.
apologize. I didn't-
That's all right.
I
That's
didn't
all right.
jump
Do I have a
in.
second? Go into closed
Yes.
session. Mr. Dalton?
Second.
All right, gentlemen, go ahead and cast your vote. Okay, we'll adjourn to closed session. Thank you.
Oh, here.
I call the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors business meeting to order.
We got to certify.
Tuesday, February.
We still need to certify closed session.
Yes, sir. That's all right. Thank you.
All right, be it resolved that at the Pittsylvania County Board of Supervisors business meeting on February the 15th, 2022, the board hereby certifies a recorded vote that to the best of each board member's knowledge, only public business matters lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirements of the Virginia Freedom of Information Act and identified in the motion authorizing the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered in the closed meeting. If any board member believes that there was a departure from the requirements of the act, he shall so state prior to the vote indicating the substance of the departure. The statement shall be recorded in the board's minutes. Mr. Cheshire.
Yes.
Mr. Dalton.
Yes.
Mr. Dudley.
Yes.
Mr. Scares.
Yes.
Mr. Warren.
Yes.
Mr. Barksdale.
Yes.
Mr. Ingram.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, council, I need to